Some of the greatest human tragedies in memory have the same root cause, one you may never have considered before. Previous to the 1930s, millions of acres of trees in America's forests and prairie lands were cut down to make way for farms. This was one of the main causes of the dust storms of the 1930s, which devastated 100 million acres and left more than 500,000 Americans homeless or dead. Previous to the winter of 2004, protective mangrove trees along the coast of the Indian Ocean were cut down to make way for shrimp farms. But in December, a series of tsunamis resulted in over 350,000 deaths because there were no trees left to diminish the impact. Previous to the summer of 2005, protective cypress trees along the coasts of Louisiana were cut down to make room for housing. But in August, Hurricane Katrina devastated the population of New Orleans because the levees built to replace the trees didn't hold. 2 decades ago, Ethiopian farmers began cutting down forests to provide firewood, farmland, and construction for an increasing population. Deforestation resulted in infertile soil, devastating erosion, and the disappearance of animal life. 1 million people died. 8 million became environmental refugees, moving south where the land was still good because there were still trees. And then those trees were cut down too. Today, only 3% of Ethiopian forests remain intact, and because of this, people are beginning to starve. But in the midst of all this destruction, there's still hope. In America, President Roosevelt planted 3 billion trees and ended the Dust Bowl. Farmland that was once desert became fertile again. Southeast Asian nations are replanting mangroves across thousands of acres devastated by the tsunami, hoping to restore the natural ecosystem. Some Ethiopians are partnering with American nonprofits for an aggressive plan of reforestation. Already millions of seedlings have been planted, but to avert disaster, millions more are necessary. When trees are planted, they protect, provide, nurture, and sustain all of life. Everything lives where trees live.